Okay, now that we've done the whole process, we know what to do. We go 23 into 2, 1, 4, 4. Where do we start? What's the first thing we do now?
Figure out how many times 23 can go into 214.
Right, and to do that, we take that 23 over on the side and we add it to itself several times. Get our times tables ready to go. So a 3 and 3 makes 6, but we're in base 5 now. In base 5, you're never going to see a 5 or higher. So we can't have that 6. Subtract the 5. No, it doesn't leave 0. Leaves a 1. Carry 1 to the next column. 2 and 2 and 1 is 5, but again in base 5, I'm not going to see a 5. Subtract the 5, 0, and carry to the next column. Bring it down, 101. So there's 2 times 23 in base 5. There's 2 times 23. I just added 23 to itself in base 5. And remember, I carried 5 all the time. Whenever you carry, you're carrying 5. Now we got to add another 23. 3 and 1 is 4. 2 and 0 is 2. 1 and nothing is 124. So there, that was easy. There was no carrying. So that is 3 times 23, isn't it? Because we've added 3 23s so far. One more, right? Let's do 23 one more time. 4 and 3 makes 7, but nope, you can't have a 7 in base 5. So cross it out, subtract 5, leaves the 2, carry to the next column. 2, 2, and 1 makes 5, but again, nope. Subtract 5, leaves a 0, and carry 1 and 1 makes 2. There we go. 4 times 23 is 202, and that's as far as we need to go because we've made it all the way to 4, right? And in base 5, you're never going to see a 5. So we don't need to go 5 times 23. You're never going to see a 5 in base 5. We just needed 2, 3, and 4. Now we're ready to carry out the rest of the problem. That's good so far? So that's just adding in foreign bases, and you know how to do that. Let's get back to the problem now. So 23 into 2, 1, 4, 4. Let me put in the lines for our place values. Okay, so what number are we going to go into? We're actually going to go, we can't go into 21, so we go into 214, huh? So 23 into 214. How many times does 23 go into 214? Right. See right there? Goes in 4 times, right? Because that's 202, and that's still under our 214 number. See how we really need these? That's why we do that first. Otherwise, we'd have no idea. We don't think in base 5 naturally. We have to have these to help us out. This is a good point for me to say. That's why kids need to know their times tables if they're ever going to figure out long division, right? When you teach younger folks, they've got to know their times tables or they would have no chance at carrying out long division. All right, so now I'm going to write 4, and I'm going to write the 4 there, right? Not in the front. Y'all with me? I don't put the 4 there, do I? Not right there. I write it over the last digit. The place matters. Over the last digit of the number we're going into. 4 times 23 is, whoop, just bump the screen there, 202. 202. It's got that from right here. 202. Okay, subtract it. What does this leave us? This is 2 and 1. That was easy. No carrying involved. What's my next step? Bring down that 4. How many times does 23 go into 124? 3. That's right here. That's why we did these. 3 times. 3 times. And 3 times 23, 124, done. Our answer is 43. And there we go.